The Bell P-39 placed its engine behind the pilot and fired a cannon through the propeller hub. It fought in American service from the Aleutians to the Pacific, while exported Airacobras became especially famous on the Eastern Front. The P-63 refined the Airacobra layout, with greater power, a laminar flow wing, and improved high-altitude performance. Only limited numbers served with U.S. units, principally for training and specialized target work, while most went to allies. The B-17 combined long-range heavy defensive armament and the ability to absorb severe battle damage. Its formations became central to the American daylight bombing campaign over Europe. The pressurized B-29 introduced remote-controlled gun turrets, exceptional range, and a huge bomb load. It drove the strategic air campaign against Japan and delivered the atomic bombs that ended the war. The open cockpit D-17 taught thousands of American cadets the fundamentals of military flying. Its rugged biplane structure made it forgiving enough for beginners and demanding enough to build sound habits. The F-2A Buffalo was the U.S. Navy's first monoplane carrier fighter, but rapid weight growth eroded its early promise. American Marine units fought it at Midway where it was outclassed by newer opponents. The B-24 paired long range with a capacious bomb bay and highly efficient Davis wing. It served in greater numbers than any other American wartime aircraft and ranged across every major theater. The B-32 was developed as insurance against problems with the B-29 and reached combat only in the war's final weeks. Its limited Pacific operations made it one of America's rarest operational heavy bombers. The slow but long-legged Catalina searched vast oceans for submarines, ships, and survivors. It also flew night attack, transport, reconnaissance, and air-sea rescue missions throughout the war. The four-engine Coronado carried heavy loads over long ocean routes as a patrol aircraft and transport. It was less numerous than the Catalina, but valuable on strategic Pacific connections. The privateer adapted the B-24 family for naval patrol, with a single tall tail and equipment optimized for low-level maritime work. It hunted shipping and submarines across the Pacific during the final year of the war. The C-46's large fuselage and powerful engines allowed it to carry bulky cargo under difficult conditions. It became indispensable on the hazardous hump route between India and China. The radio engine P-36 represented an important step from biplanes to modern enclosed cockpit fighters. Though largely superseded by 1941, American Hawks still fought during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The sturdy P-40 served from North Africa and China to the Aleutians and Southwest Pacific. It lacked top-tier high-altitude performance, but proved reliable, heavily armed, and effective at lower altitudes. The SB-2C replaced the Dauntless with greater speed, range, and payload. Though early versions suffered serious development troubles, improved models became the Navy's principal late-war carrier dive bomber. The fast, compact A-20 performed low-level attack, light bombing, and night fighter duties. American crews valued its speed and responsive handling in Europe, the Mediterranean, and the Pacific. The A-26 combined speed, heavy forward firepower, and a substantial bomb load in a sleek twin-engine airframe. It arrived late in World War II but proved so capable that later generations kept it in combat. The B-18 entered service as an economical bomber derived from a commercial transport design. Obsolete for frontline bombing by 1941, it shifted to patrol, training, and anti-submarine work. The military DC-3 moved paratroopers, cargo, fuel, and casualties wherever Allied armies advanced. Its reliability and rough field ability made the C-47 one of the indispensable aircraft of the war. The four-engine C-54 carried high-priority passengers and cargo across oceans with far greater range than tactical transports. It helped turn global air transport into a permanent military capability. The Dauntless combined accurate dive bombing with toughness and good handling. At Midway, SBD crews delivered the decisive attacks that destroyed four Japanese carriers. The TBD was advanced when introduced, but slow and vulnerable by 1942. Devastator squadrons suffered catastrophic losses at Midway, after which the Avenger rapidly replaced it, The low-wing PT-19 gave new pilots a more modern field and fabric biplane trainers. Its simple systems and predictable behavior made it a major first step in the American training pipeline. The compact Wildcat could not outturn the Zero, but armor, firepower, and disciplined tactics made it a formidable opponent. It held the line for Navy and Marine squadrons during the Pacific War's critical opening year. The Hellcat was designed for carrier operations and mass production with power, visibility, and forgiving handling. It became the U.S. Navy's dominant fighter and destroyed more enemy aircraft than any other American naval type. The sleek F-7F brought exceptional speed and heavy cannon armament to a twin-engine naval fighter. It entered service before victory but arrived too late for operational combat in World War II. The compact Bearcat emphasized climb and acceleration by pairing a light airframe with a huge radial engine. Operational squadrons received it before the surrender of Japan, but it did not reach combat. The J2F Duck combined a biplane wing with an amphibious central float for ship and shore operations. It flew observation, rescue, transport, and utility missions throughout the conflict. The Avenger carried a torpedo or heavy bomb load in a large, rugged carrier airframe. It replaced the Devastator and became a mainstay of anti-shipping and anti-submarine operations. The military Lodestar moved personnel, cargo, and aircrews on routes too small for larger transports. Its speed and familiar commercial origins made it useful for liaison and staff travel. The twin-boom P-38 combined long-range, concentrated nose armament, and high-altitude performance. It excelled in the Pacific and also served as an escort, interceptor, reconnaissance aircraft, and fighter bomber. The PV-1 Ventura adapted a fast transport design for patrol bombing and maritime strike missions. Navy and Marine crews used it for reconnaissance, anti-shipping attacks, and night fighting. The fast B-26 demanded careful training because of its high landing speed and early accident record. Once mastered, it achieved an outstanding combat record as a precise medium bomber. The large PBM Mariner patrolled oceans with long-range heavy defensive weapons and a spacious hull. It hunted submarines, rescued survivors, and carried supplies across remote maritime theaters. The A-36 was an early Mustang derivative fitted with dive brakes and bomb racks. It gave American units a fast, accurate ground attack aircraft in the Mediterranean and China-Burma-India theaters. The 86 prepared pilots for fighters by introducing retractable gear, variable pitch propellers, radios, and demanding handling. His distinctive shape became synonymous with advanced Allied flight training. The versatile B-25 served in level bombing, low-level strafing, anti-shipping, and reconnaissance roles. Its fame began with the Doolittle raid and grew across every major American theater. With a Merlin engine and drop tanks, the P-51 could escort bombers deep into Germany and fight effectively at altitude. Its range, speed, and handling made it one of the defining fighters of the war. The radar-equipped P-61 was the first American aircraft designed from the start as a night fighter. Its powerful armament and onboard interception system allowed crews to hunt in darkness and poor weather. The tiny L-4 operated from improvised strips close to the front. It directed artillery, carried messages, evacuated casualties, and gave commanders an immediate view of the battlefield. The massive P-47 combined a turbo-supercharged radial engine with 8 machine guns and exceptional durability. It excelled as both a high-altitude escort and a devastating ground attack aircraft. The FR-1 paired a conventional radial engine with a small jet engine in the tail. It entered Navy service before the war ended, but did not see combat, marking the transition toward carrier jets. The R-4 became the first helicopter produced in quantity and the first used operationally by the U.S. military. Its rescue and liaison missions demonstrated that rotary wing aircraft could reach places fixed wing machines could not. The L-5 carried more payload and offered better performance than the smallest liaison types. It served in observation, command transport, supply, and medical evacuation from short forward strips. The Corsair's inverted gull wing cleared its huge propeller while keeping the landing gear short and strong. Its speed, range, and firepower made it a fearsome Marine and Navy fighter across the Pacific. The Kingfisher operated from battleships and cruisers on scouting, artillery spotting, and rescue missions. Its central float and low speed handling let it work from sheltered water far from airfields. The Vindicator was the Navy's first monoplane dive bomber, but was nearing obsolescence when America entered the war. It still fought in the Atlantic, at Midway, and in Marine service before moving to training. The BT-13 bridged the gap between primary trainers and advanced combat preparation. Its noisy engine, flaps, and more demanding controls taught cadets to manage a heavier military airplane. The unpowered CG-4A silently delivered troops, jeeps, guns, and supplies behind enemy lines. It played major roles in Normandy, southern France, the Netherlands, and the crossing of the Rhine. The compact C-45 moved officers and cargo while also training navigators and multi-engine crews. Its adaptable cabin and dependable twin-engine design kept it busy far beyond the war years. Together, these 50 aircraft reveal the industrial reach and operational variety of American air power in World War II. Some became icons, others served quietly or arrived at the very end, but everyone contributed to the system that carried the United States across a global war. Subscribe to Atlas Archive for more complete visual histories of the machines that shaped the 20th century.